Reaching financial independence takes a lot of work, but the first step starts with having the right mindset. Kiyosaki explains how having the right mindset can make you rich. Before we start, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Done? Let's get started.
They say like 50% of businesses fail, and I think what happens for a lot of first-time business owners, they're coming out of a job. So they're coming out of an employee mindset. And I know this one guy, for example, in Phoenix, Arizona, and he decided he was going to start his own business. And he had been an employee all his life. So what's the first thing he does? He goes and rents a nice office space. Then he buys all the nice furniture. Then he gets a secretary. He hasn't made not $1. And he spends all this because he thinks that's what an entrepreneur looks like. First is go make the money first, then go rent your office. If you even need an office, start out of your home. We all started, all the entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs I know, all started out of their home.
An entrepreneurial mindset is a mode of thinking that allows you to overcome obstacles, make decisions, and take ownership of your results. It is imperative that you continue to improve your abilities, learn from your mistakes, and act on your ideas. An entrepreneurial attitude may be developed by anyone who is prepared to put in the effort.
There you go. Cashflow board game was created on our dining room table.
Right.
You know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad was written in our house. So I think that employee mindset, and if you are an employee, and if you are an employee, if you can get that entrepreneurial mindset even as an employee, oh my gosh, you're going to be so much more valuable to the owner of your company because you're going to think the way they think. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Kind of a psychotic subject. Everybody's got all these crazy ideas and beliefs, and money's the root of all evil, and only rich people are corrupt, and all these crazy ideas. It's just money. It's just a means of exchange, and people do crazy things for it.
Wealth can enable us to live on our planet not only joyfully, but also respectfully. We can do the things we think and enjoy with the object if there is plenty, rather than engaging our body and mind in the quest of the object. Money is the only thing that can guarantee a man's power, happiness, and independence.
My favorite line that Rich Dad said, Rich Dad said, money may not be the most important thing in the world, but it affects everything that is. It affects your lifestyle, it affects your health care, it affects your level of education, it affects everything on a day-to-day basis. It affects the food you eat. So it may not be the most important thing, but it does affect everything.
Life continues to reward those who brave the unknown, from ancient sailors who braved storms to discover new places, to modern digital entrepreneurs who have developed remote online firms. Why? Because they were the ones who were willing to put themselves in unpleasant situations. They are the ones who've accepted suffering as part of the human experience, an ever-changing, ever-evolving and expanding process. We're here, this planet, to evolve, which is why it's called human evolution.
And another thing that Robert said to me recently, he said the difference between a rich person and a poor person is fear and their relationship with fear. And I think about you with that first investment. That's
Scared
you
to
going
death.
into your fear, but 99 other people out of 100 would have not done that.
Only when you stop allowing your anxieties and worry to hold you back will you be able to achieve great life breakthroughs. Many people, unfortunately, have difficulty stepping out of their comfort zones. They want to accomplish more in life, but they're frightened to challenge themselves and go beyond what they consider to be safe. Let's imagine you've recently begun a new sales position. There are probably some components of this profession that you're comfortable with. As an example, conversing with individual co-workers or clients. The concept of cold calling, on the other hand, gives you the creeps. Basically, everything that isn't a one-on-one chat makes you uneasy. It's all too easy to fall into the habit of never stepping outside of your comfort zone. The issue is that it frequently inhibits you from achieving actual success and pleasure in life. That's because one of the most effective ways to mature is to push the boundaries of what other people consider normal in order to live the life you choose.
Easier not to do that deal. It would have been easier not to buy the deal because then I wouldn't have to go through this learning curve. Then I wouldn't have to face a fear all the time of what's going to happen and how do I deal with tenants and how do I do this. And it was a lot to learn on one little tiny property. And so I think a lot of people, they don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. And the only way we grow and learn is by stretching ourselves and getting out of our comfort zone, even by a little bit. Emerson said, this is not the exact quote, but something to the effect of, If you're not facing something you fear every day, you don't understand the secret of life, because that's where growth and transformation happens.
Yeah.
So, and I hate making mistakes just like everybody else. I hate failing, but that's where we learn the most. If we can take the lesson of the failure and take the lesson of the mistake and learn from it, then we get much smarter.
Experts think that early financial education can help children develop solid money management abilities later in life. Personal finance education, on the other hand, is rarely included in school or university curricula, and young people frequently rely on their parents to teach them important financial lessons. As a result, in the long run, it leads to poor personal finance abilities. According to a poll of more than 1,500 adults conducted in April 2019 by personal financial website The Penny Hoarder, over 25% of Americans have no savings and 40% do not manage a budget. The survey ascribed this to a lack of personal finance education beginning at home and continuing in school. According to the survey, 1/3 of Americans did not discuss basic personal financial matters with their parents when they were growing up, such as credit scores, debt, shopping smartly, or creating a basic savings account. Only 1/3 of those polled indicated their family's financial position was discussed at home. According to the survey, 4 out of 10 of those polled who did not talk about finances as children have no savings at all, compared to more than half of those who received early financial education at home.
I remember making a phone call to Harvard University because I had this idea that the women at Harvard would take the game, play it, and the women at Harvard would be able to learn about money and learn about investing, and we were going to go the women's route at Harvard. So I sent this game. I got a contact to a professor there and sent her the games, and never heard from her. And she said, finally I called her and I said, "Did you get the games?" She goes, "Yes." I said, "Did you play them?" She goes, "No." And I said, "Why not?" She goes, "Number one, this is Harvard. We don't teach money at Harvard." And then she said the best line, "And besides, women don't play games."
The most important location to gain information and experience is school. Because you're reading this article because of the school, we must constantly respect it. However, you and I also miss some important aspects from our school. Those are quite crucial while we're out of school, whether we've graduated or not. The blame does not lie with the teachers. The entire system is set up to keep the poor in poverty. Do you know that according to estimates, 90% of new business ventures fail? Yes, that is due to a lack of understanding in schools, since school teaches that selling a product or service to a customer and taking money from them is all there is to it. But in the real world, it's far more complicated than that. How to deal with failure is a vital life skill that school does not teach us. We are all aware that we are subjected to numerous failures from a young age as a result of competitiveness in our society and environment. This competitiveness, however, exists in every school, and most students struggle with it. In addition, many pupils become depressed in school as a result of their failure. Did you find this video informative or helpful? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Don't forget to like and share.